I'm Joel Gurin, president of the Center for Open Data Enterprise, or CODE. We're a nonprofit organization with a mission to maximize the value of open and shared data for the public good. We work towards that mission by hosting roundtables, writing reports, and publishing online resources for data users and data providers. I'm here today to tell you about CODE's new online resource and data hubs. We have now published resource hubs for finding and using data on criminal justice, health and healthcare, and most extensively on the environment and climate change. These hubs provide access to high-value resources that we've identified through our research and roundtables. Whether you're working in a government agency, a business or nonprofit, or a frontline community organization, or even if you're just personally interested in a topic, you can use these resource hubs in many different ways. You can use CODE's resource and data hubs to do a research scan for data on a topic, find tools, models, and best practices for using that data, find research studies and use cases for deeper insight, find organizations you may want to work with, and more. So this is our website. This is our publications page. And if you scroll down to resources, that'll take you right to our resource hubs. So I'm going to walk you through CODE's 2 environment and climate hubs as an example of how this works. Together, these hubs have a total of about 700 resources with all kinds of information on organizations, on data sets, and more. Let's start with the first of these hubs, which focuses on data portals and databases. So as you can see, we've built these hubs using Airtable, which is a dynamic tool for presenting and sorting and searching for information. To get you started, CODE includes an instructions tab, which you can orient yourself to the hub's features and capabilities. This tab will give you an overview of the resource hub and how to use it. Then you can see how we've organized data sets and data portals and tools for using them in 7 different categories: general resources, maps and screening tools, cities, climate hazards, air and water, energy, and socioeconomic factors in health. As you can see from this view, we've included information for each resource that tells you who owns and manages it, gives you the website URL and a brief description, tells you how the resource is being used in practice, and gives you an example of a good use case. Now, there are a lot of ways you can sort through our hundreds of resources quickly to find what you're looking for. To demonstrate, let's go back to the tab that we're calling Climate Hazards. And I'm going to switch now from Gallery View to what's called Grid View, which is the easiest way to search and sort among these resources. The first thing you'll see is that the Grid View gives you more information than the Gallery View does. We have 3 additional columns here. First is the column of geographical levels, which tells you whether the data is available at a global, national, state, and/or local level. For this hub, we focused on data sources that are available for the United States and often enable you to drill down to smaller geographical areas. Then we have the column on resource type, which shows whether a resource will give you access to data sets, research studies, or some other kind of information. And then the column on data access tells you whether the data is available through an API, whether you have to pay for it, and other factors. This grid view gives you a number of ways to search and sort to find what you're looking for. To begin with, you can sort by the fields that I've just described. So if we go to the sorting function, you can see that as a default, the grid is set to sort alphabetically by the name of the resource. But you can change that to sort by geographical levels, for example. Go down here, and you can see how that works as I scroll down. Now, you can also use the group function to sort by geographical levels, and you'll see pretty much the same thing. State grouped together, city and county data sets grouped together, and so on. But if you want to do a more sophisticated search, then you probably want to use the filter function. Let's say that I want to look only at resources that will take me to actual data sets rather than other kinds of information. So I go here to look at resource type. I select the option data sets. and everything here is now a data set resource. Now, I can also look for resources that are only free of charge. I can do that by going here to data access and now selecting has none of, and the tab here, fee required. And now instantly, everything that you're seeing here is both a data set and something that has no fee attached to it. You can also get more specific by using the search function. Let's say you want to find all the resources that have something to do with flood risk. Typing in the word flood in the search bar will show you everything that's related to flooding in any way. And you can see that all of these are now highlighted. All those resources are highlighted on the resource column by name. Now, note that you can only search one tab at a time, like climate hazards or air and water or energy. You can't search the whole resource hub at once. Okay, now very briefly, I'd like to also show you the second Airtable that we have with information about environment and climate change. This one focuses on organizations and other resources rather than focusing on data portals and data sets. So as you can see here, this is the resource hub, and we have 4 tabs here. One is for organizations, where we have more than 200 of them. One is for research, studies of different kinds. One is for what we're calling action use cases, often local applications of this kind of data. And this last one is best practices. This last tab has a particular focus on best practices for using data in an equity and justice context. Now, going back to the organizations tab, I do want to mention that the organizations on this list have not endorsed CODE or this project in any way, but they're organizations that CODE has included based on our own research. If you go to the grid view here, you can see that there are really fewer columns than there were for the Datasets and Data Portals Hub. There are 2 basic columns here: the type of organization, which could be nonprofit, data collaborative, for-profit businesses, academic organizations, and so forth, and areas of focus such as land use, buildings and housing, focus on cities and urban issues, air quality, water quality, and so on. And you can search and sort and filter these in exactly the same way as we went through for the other Airtable. And then the last thing I want to show you is that if you go here right next to the grid view and you click download CSV, you will be able to download everything that you're seeing on this particular tab. You will see this little pop-up. All that this means is that you're not able to download images or logos that are available on this tab, but if you click OK, you will go ahead and get a CSV of everything else. And also just to point out that the CSV download works for 1 tab at a time, so you can download organizations or research or best practices, but it's not possible to download everything on the hub all at once. You have to do it tab by tab. Well, that wraps up our demo. I hope you found these resource hubs useful, and I hope you'll also check out our hubs on criminal justice and health data, which you can find on our website in the same place. Again, just go to opendataenterprise.org, click on the Publications tab, and choose Resources from the drop-down menu. We're very interested in your thoughts, and we welcome any new contributions to our resource hubs. Please write to us at contact@odenterprise.org with any ideas or questions. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to hearing from you.